and we're back with another good episode. This is the hardest and best United of 11. So we're going to pick players from goalkeeper to striker, 4-4-2, who are the hardest players, who would put their head in, who would, put their feet in, as you can see with the picture. So in goal, we've got Peter Schmeichel, and he was definitely hard, he was unbelievable for about 9 years actually. He was unbelievable, save after save, never afraid to give his defenders an absolute earful. He was an absolute leader on and off the pitch. So Peter Schmeichel goes in as probably the hardest goalkeeper to play for Manchester United. Just have a look at some of these saves. Look at that. That is ridiculous. Not only about putting your foot in, it's also stepping up and winning games, when the pressure's on. For me, that's being hard as well. That's being brave. So there's a few, there's a few meanings to being brave. So Peter Schmeichel's in goal. If you could please subscribe to this channel, it would be great. We're trying to get to 200 subs as fast as possible. That would be fantastic if you could like and subscribe. So we've got right back, a couple of options, but I've went with Gary Neville. Now Gary Neville probably was our hardest right back. We didn't really have that many hard right backs, but Gary Neville's up there. His ability on the ball, crossing as well, and I don't know if you remember the Arsenal game where him and Phil Neville marked Reyes out of the game, and it was a tactical genius by Fergie, and they kicked lumps out of him, and United ended up winning the game. I remember that one. So Gary Neville is the right back. So you have Schmeichel, Gary Neville right back. Look at him there, sticking the head in. Hated Liverpool, of course, still does secretly. Deep down, you just can't show it on TV, but he was the right back. Centre half, the right centre half, we're gonna go with. Can't get much harder than Steve Bruce. Now, I was gonna put in Jaap Stam and the next person, but Steve Bruce got to go in for me. He broke his nose about countless times for Manchester United. He would stick his head on anything. And him with this other centre half, waiting to see, these would not be two you'd want to mess with. So we've got Steve Bruce as the right centre half. Look at him, Jesus, he just gets in there, doesn't care what happens to him. Steve Bruce for me. So we have Peter Schmeichel, we've got Gary Neville, Steve Bruce. The next centre half is someone that played more in the modern era, who could have played in the 70s, 80s. He was an absolute warrior. Nemanja Vidic, so we call him Vidic. He was ridiculous. Look at his face, man. Jesus Christ. Every one of these players in this 11 could have been a captain. But look at Vidic. Look, he doesn't give a crap, man. Look at him, head in, got himself chin there. He was vicious. What a player. What a player. He would get into any Man United, team, any era. Being hard, he could have played in 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. He was absolutely warrior. Absolute warrior. So yeah, he goes in centre back as alongside as Steve Bruce. Now, I would not like to come up against that. You might do it for pace, ability wise, but as being in a tough day, you're going to be in a tough day. Left back, there was a couple of options. Patrice Evra, not really. Phil Neville, I thought we were putting Phil Neville in. And similar to Gary Neville, I thought we were putting Dennis Irwin in. Not actually 100% hard, but hard the way he got on the ball. He's brave. But then this man came to me. Left back. He's from Argentina. You'll probably remember him. Is he coming up now? It's Gabi Heinze. Gabi Heinze at left back. Oh my God. This man was an absolute warrior of a player. There wasn't that many clips of him, but look at that. He'd put his head in anything. I remember that was his debut. He scored in his debut. Didn't score for a year after that then he scored 2 in the Champions League, I remember. He was a great player. He first came to United and he was just all action, wasn't he? He was just smashing people right, left and centre. In the box he was so aggressive. He was a real good player. And do you know what? For him to not lose the left back position, it took actually a better quality player in Patrice Evra to come in to take him out. So we're going on the right midfield. Now I could have stuck David Beckham in, but I think I've used him before. Antonio Valencia. He's gone in as in one of the other teams that you can have a look at, underrated teams. But he was a battler on the right wing. He was a tank as well. Look at the size of him. So he goes in at right mid. You should just bombard down the wing, smash crosses across. Now on this one, I'll just be quiet Kane. So who would be the captain of this team as well? The rest of the players, every player except for maybe the centre forward, and I could be wrong about this, was captain of Manchester United at some point. Gabby Hines only a few games, but he did captain United. Like, it's an unbelievable team. They would have to just fight it out in the dressing room to be captain. So yeah, so Keane and Robson. Again, if you could please subscribe, we're trying to get to 200. So every subscribe is a massive thank you from me if you do. So on the left, we went with Ryan Giggs. Again, similar to Gary Neville. It wasn't that he was hard, but he used to get on the ball. He wasn't afraid to get smacked, get up and take players on. And that takes a certain hardness. And it's a hardness that I don't think Marcus Rashford has at the minute. If he gets tackled, he can go quiet in a game. Look at Giggs here. I remember the commentating on this is like a Rolls Royce against a Mini, I think he said. Oh, that's a great goal. There's Mark Lewis in the background. Oh, what a touch. Yes. So Ryan Giggs goes in there, wingers aren't normally that hard, so it was hard to find like an absolutely tough winger, but Giggs is up there. He could do everything. He could do anything. Yeah, Giggs, what a player. I've no doubt about Ryan Giggs. Now, this man could be captain as well. But one of arguably the greatest player to play for Manchester United, and hard as nails, Cantona. We have Eric Cantona coming into the team now. What a fantastic player he was. Look at this. Yeah, not a bother. Take that in the face. And then, there was always that one where he liked to jump into the crowd. It's not the kick that impresses me, it's this haymaker that he swings. My dad pointed this out to me before, and I always look at that one now when I see the video. Look at the dig he gives your man. He sends him back about 4 or 5 feet. But what a player. He could do everything. But he was quiet, but he was hard as nails. The person that would whisper me in the nightclub after this finishes, me and you are fighting. Something that you just don't want to fight. So he goes up from him 4-4-2 or 4-4-1-1, him just behind probably the hardest striker, centre forward that played for Manchester United. But again, yeah, if you could subscribe, I would be very grateful. Who do you think is the hardest Man United player? Please write in the comments. Mark Hughes has got to be up there. Again, hard to find footage of Mark Hughes, but he was just an absolute animal. Legs like tree trunks they were. I was a big fan of him, a big fan. He put his legs in any position. I remember the keeper came out and he slid one and he broke his leg. He was out for about a year for United, but he was quality. What a player. Probably the first striker that I really liked. I was young, but I do remember and thinking, he motivates me, so yeah, he was class. So if you could please give us a thumbs up, give us a like. It does help the algorithm. It passes it around. YouTube is starting to pass me videos around, so it will make a difference. And again, please subscribe. But until the next time,